Hi friends, welcome to this YouTube channel to watch this sequence of videos on Python programming. This video will give a quick introduction to Jupyter Notebook and Google Colab, and here you will be also able to run your first Python program on it. You may know that there are two types of Python file formats, the .py format and the .ipynb format. .py stands for just Python and ipynb stands for Interactive Python Notebook. What is a Jupyter Notebook? You can consider Jupyter Notebook as a web-based editor. You can say that it's an open source web application that is used to create and share documents, and you can have live code, you can have graphics, you can have document like text, or you can even have equations on the Jupyter Notebook and put them all together. And the other important thing in a Jupyter Notebook is you can run the program line by line and also see the output side by side. So if you run a couple of lines, you can see the output below, right? And all in one place. So what is the benefit of this? This project is maintained by Project Jupyter. So what is the benefit of Jupyter Notebook? For example, let's look at the use cases. If you are a student, you can use Jupyter Notebook to show project presentations. For example, you have done a small mini project or even your final year degree project, and you are showing to a group of people or to a group of people, they attend your project presentation including your guide and external guide. You can actually use a Jupyter Notebook to showcase all that you have done and explain clearly also. If you are a developer, you can show your work to your colleagues in a much better fashion because everything is in a single place. Okay, you don't have to search for documentation, you don't have to search for the output, graphics, everything. So all are in a single place. Even I have seen sometimes people use Jupyter Notebook to make a client presentation and show the results of the work they have done. So the idea of Jupyter Notebook, where you put everything, the code, graphics, equations and text, everything together is very fascinating and very useful too. What is Google Colab then? So Collab actually is a short form of collaboration and laboratory. So Google Colab, it's a Jupyter Notebook environment that requires no setup to use and runs entirely in the cloud. And this is what Google says. It doesn't need any setup and it runs entirely in the cloud. And Google Colab is a web IDE for Python to enable machine learning and data science with storage on the cloud. So primarily we had the developers had machine learning and data science in mind when they developed this interactive IDE for Python, the Google Colab. But you can use this for so many other purposes apart from ML and data science. And since Google Colab is a Jupyter Notebook environment, it runs the .ipynb file. So basically Google Colab is a cloud-based environment. That's a short form. Google Colab is a cloud-based Jupyter Notebook environment which runs the .ipynb files. And how do you install Jupyter Notebook on your machine? The one thing that you can do to install, the simplest thing if you are running on a Windows machine, is pip install notebook. So please do this and it will automatically get installed on your machine. You can also check, once you do this, you can also check if it's properly installed. You can type Jupyter space _version. So you can type that and then you get the versions, so which actually shows the core packages of Jupyter and it's installed right. Okay, so that's how you install Jupyter Notebook on your machine. Then how do you start up the Jupyter Notebook? You can go to, as you can see, you can go to the command prompt and just type Jupyter Notebook and then press enter. It will start up the Jupyter Notebook from this particular path. Or you can also go to this Windows button here and then you can say Jupyter Notebook, the Windows icon to the left, and then you can say Jupyter Notebook and this appears over here and you can start the Jupyter Notebook. So there are two ways you can start the Jupyter Notebook. So let's do that now. So it's going to take a couple of seconds because it has to start the Jupyter Notebook server and the client. Here we go. So if you start the Jupyter Notebook, you will be able to see this screen, and over here if you want to run your first program, go and click this new tab on the right here and then click on Python 3. Once you click Python 3, in a couple of seconds, a new window, a new tab will open up. And here, this area is called the cell where you can type your programs, and you have to make sure you have selected code over here. But here we'll see only how to run a simple program after installing Jupyter Notebook. So click on this and then type the iconic phrase hello world. So once you select this cell and then press run, it's going to run and show you hello world. Alternatively, you can also run by using shift enter, so which will produce the same results. So now we just saw how to install Jupyter Notebook and how to check the version, how to start Jupyter Notebook, and then write a simple line of Python code and run that. So we just saw this whole sequence of steps. Now, what is Google Colab? We saw that Google Colab is a Jupyter Notebook environment in the cloud. So just select on the link that I have given here, and you can use Chrome or you can use Edge. So copy the link. It's going to go to the first page. So here we go. So this is the Google Colab starting page, and make sure you have logged into Gmail. So you can log into your Gmail and use that consistently for all your further work on Google Colab. So this is the Google Colab front page. From here, press on File and click on New Notebook. Press on File and click on New Notebook. Once you have clicked on New Notebook, it's going to take a couple of seconds for the new tab to open up. It will have the same environment. So here is the cell. So if you can compare, if you see the Jupyter Notebook which I was running from my machine after installing, this one and the one over here are mostly similar. So let's type the first line of hello world. So you will be able to run this. So let's wait for a few seconds. The first time you're going to run this. So here we go. So we got this hello world, and you can also save this program on your Google Drive. So whichever account you have, that particular Google Drive is going to save this. You can go here and save a copy in the drive. So if you click on this, it's going to be saved in the Google Drive of this particular Gmail account that you have created. Hope you understood how you can write your first program on Google Colab and how you can write your first program on the Jupyter Notebook from your own machine. So in our next video, we'll see how you can import IPYNB file from GitHub repository